This is a CBNnews.com update. I'm Mark Martin. The federal government estimates the budget deficit will soar to $500 billion next year. According to new White House projections, the deficit will hit a record high of $482 billion in budget year 2009. That's nearly $70 billion higher than the previous record deficit of $413 billion in 2004. And it doesn't include the tens of billions of dollars spent on the Iraq War. What's contributing to the exploding deficit? Experts say a slumping economy, the mortgage crisis, soaring energy costs, and the stimulus checks sent to 130 million American households that were meant to help the economy get back on track. The nation's security system needs a sweeping overhaul, according to a new government report. The study points to inefficiencies brought on by different agencies and cabinet posts. Both time and money are spent arguing over which department is jurisdiction. The report comes at a time when the U.S. could be heading into a period of heightened alert. The nation's public threat level is currently at yellow or elevated. Authorities say the wildfire burning near Yosemite National Park in Northern California is threatening more than 4,000 homes in the area. The blaze has already charred more than 46 square miles and destroyed more than 25 homes. Many tourists are leaving because of the fire and the smoky haze that has settled over the park. The good news is more resources are on the way to help fight that fire. Most of the floodwaters across the Midwest may have receded. Now farmers are left with another problem. The rich soil in parts of the nation's breadbasket has been stripped. Farmers are wondering if they should risk planting crops in the damaged lands or plant trees and grass to act as a flood buffer. The floods from last month's storms caused up to $3 billion in crop losses in Iowa and nearly $1 billion in Indiana. Some parts of Illinois are still underwater. In other news, an advocacy group for Chinese Christians reports that a crackdown on unregistered house churches has begun throughout China. This comes just prior to next week's opening ceremonies for the Olympic Games in Beijing. A spokesman for the China Aid Association says many churches have been raided and their pastors have been beaten. Still, Chinese Christians are praying that the Olympics will lead to a freer, more open China. And finally, a milestone in space tourism happened Monday. British mogul Sir Richard Branson and American aerospace designer Burt Rutan unveiled a jet plane that will carry a passenger ship to launch altitude. The White Knight 2 mothership, as they have dubbed it, has a 140-foot single wing, and the space between its twin fuselages is where the passenger rocket will be mounted. If you want to fly in space in this ship, it's going to cost you around $200,000. Coming up later today on CBN's Newswatch program, more on the security threat in the U.S. and at the Olympic Games in Beijing. And during its history, Britain has withstood deadly attacks from both the Spanish Armada and Nazi Germany. And now it faces an assault from the enemies within, political correctness and multiculturalism. It's all today on Newswatch. Check your local listings or watch the newscast streamed here online at 4 p.m. Eastern. And for more news around the world 24/7, stay with CBNnews.com.